Welcome to the lab sessions. In this series, we'll build a complete understanding of Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol, or EIGRP, through a structured sequence of hands-on lab. Before we get started, I'd like to mention one thing. I'd strongly recommend that you understand the theory behind EIGRP before starting this lab. This series is all about hands-on practice. We will be configuring the protocol, verifying that it's working as expected, and troubleshooting different scenarios. So if you're completely new to EIGRP, I would encourage you to learn the theory first and then come back and work through these labs. So each lab builds on the previous one using the same 7-router topology. This allows us to focus on understanding the protocol instead of learning a new topology in every lab. This is lab 1, topology preparation and initial configuration. Before configuring any routing protocol, we first need to build a solid layer 3 foundation. So in this lab, we will configure the host names, IP addressing, loopback interfaces, and physical interfaces on all 7 routers. We will also verify that every directly connected link is operational before we move on to the EIGRP, which is in the next lab. So by the end of this lab, you will have a clean, verified baseline configuration that we will continue using throughout the rest of the series. So let's take a quick look at what we'll be doing in this lab. So this is the topology that I'm referring to. And this is our task list. Like before even we start configuring the routers, I can just log into the router. So it's the initial configuration. This might take some time, maybe a few seconds to boot. There are a few tasks which are given here, right? Configure the host name on all 7 routers, configure physical interface. I can take the CLI and I can start working on the device. But as per my own experience, I would recommend you open a notepad, like whether you're new to networking or let's say you're preparing for certifications like CCNA, CCNP, or even CCIE. I would suggest avoid jumping straight into the CLI. Instead, open a simple text editor like Notepad and create a configuration template first. Write down the commands before you enter them on the router. This has 2 major benefits. First, if you're learning, it helps you understand the commands, remember the syntax, and build a structured approach to configuration. Second, if you're preparing for practical exams, having a template improves your speed, which is very important. Also helps you with your accuracy and overall time management, especially if you are planning to write your CCI labs. So throughout the series, I'll show you how I build these templates and why they make configuring larger topologies much easier. Since this lab mainly focuses on the initial configuration of all the routers, some parts, I would not say some parts, maybe most of the parts will be repetitive. I'll configure the first few routers in detail so you understand the process, and then we'll speed things up for the remaining devices. If you're following along, I encourage you to pause the video and configure each router yourself before continuing. So let's begin. The first task is configure host names on all 7 routers. Let's quickly look at the topology. We have R1, R2, R3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the host names are from R1 to R7. Let's take router R1. This is the template for R1. The first task is host name, configure R1. Then we repeat the same for R2 and we repeat for R3. Oops. R3, R4, R5, R6, and finally R7. Let's go to the second task. This is completed. So let's mark this one as completed. Configure all physical interfaces with the assigned IP addresses. Let's start with R1, and then we would have a template that we could use for R2 as well. So R1 here has connectivity to R3 and R2, E0/0, E1/0, E0/1, and 2 loopback interfaces. So total there are 5 interfaces. So let's do interface E0/0 IP address 10.13.13.1 255.255.255.252. The lower router takes the .1 IP address. The higher router takes the .2 IP address. So in this segment, .1 will be configured here. In this segment also, .1 will be configured here. For example, in this segment between R2 and R4, R2 has the lower number for the router name. So 1 will be here, 2 will be here. So that's the IP schema that we are following. So we enter the IP address, and then we do no shutdown, exit, and we copy this for E0/1. E0/1 connects to R5. So R5 we know it's 115.15.1, and then we have E1/0. This is a different module. So we do 1/0. I don't even have to look at the IP because it is connecting to R2. The IP will be 12.1. Let's imagine if it was connecting to R6, then the IP segment will be 10.16.16. If it was R7, then it will be 10.17. So R1 and R2. So router is R1 and R2. So 1 and 2. That's how we are. We have configured the IP schema. So now let's go to loopback interface. Interface L00. This is gonna be 1.1.1.25. In the later labs, I'll explain why we have 2 loopbacks, one with a /32 and the other one with a /24. So now this is completed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interfaces, 3 physical, 2 loopback, 5. Now let's go to R2. R2 has 2 interfaces, total 4. So I will copy all this. Let's go to R2. Now this makes your configuration much easier. You have E0/0, we don't have, so let's change this to 1.0. This is 12.12.2, and this is 1.1, which is connects to R4, so 24.1, and we don't have this interface. This is 2.2.2.2. We have loopback 1. Sorry, I had to pause the recording because we had some kind of a background noise. So let's proceed with R3. R3 has similar to R2 two interfaces. Let's copy the config. Go to R3. R3 has 0/0 and 0/1. 0/0 connects to 13.13.1, 13.13.2, which is correct. And this is 0/1, which is 34.34.1. 34.34.1. This one is 3.3.3, and this is 10.3.3.1, and we are done with R3. R4 has similar to R1, 5 interfaces. So I will just copy everything, go to R4, enter, 0/1. We will start with 0/1 connects to 34 2. 1/1 connects to 24 1. So should be 2 at this end. And this is 1/2, which is 46. 4, 46, 1 connects to R6. Loopback 0, 4.4.4. And this is 4.4.1. Let's do one thing. I mean, to make it much more for us for understanding purpose, let's add a description also. Link to R3. Let's see if this takes that configuration. Where's my R1 router? Here you go. Now exit, show interface description. It does show. Okay. So we'll follow the same thing. 0/1 link to R5. 1/0 link to R2. That will help us understand where it is connected. So this is R1. This is R4. This is R1. R4. I think I configured this one, is it? Yeah, I think we have already configured this. This one connects to R2 and this one connects to R6. R6. Okay, so now we have R5 which connects to only one interface. So we'll do one thing. We'll just copy this, paste it here. What is the interface? 0/1. 0/1 IP is 15.15.2, which we already know. This is R5, sorry, R1. 5.5.5.5. L1 10.1 0 looks good. R6 has two interfaces similar to our R3 and R2. So we will copy this. It has 0/1 connecting to 67 1 R7, and this is 1/2 connecting to R4. Okay, and this is 46 2, and loopback is 6.6.6.6 10.6.6.1. Okay, we're done. Copy R5's configuration for R7. Both routers are kind of similar. E0/1 connects to R6, and we have 67.67.2. This is 7.7.7.7, and this is 10.7.7.1. We have the template ready. So let's copy this. This is completed. Bring all interfaces online using the no shutdown. We have added the no shutdown command. We have to just configure that, configure loopback. We have the template ready for this also. verify all interfaces are operational. So until here, I have completed the labs. Now let's copy and paste the configuration to the router. Before that, let me bring up all the devices. Okay, so let's bring up R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, 6, 7. Let's take R1's configuration. We have added some configuration already. That doesn't matter, it will override it. So conf t exit, we do show IP interface brief. And we see loopback interfaces connecting to 3, 5, and 2. Looks good. Now something is reloading. Let's ignore this one. Let's say no. Let's say no. Let's say no. Let's say no. Router R2 is booting. So while that is booting, I will go to R3. This is the best part of having templates. You can just copy paste the configs and the device will be ready. Show IP interface brief. R1 connection to R4 looks good. The connections are up. This is R2. Let's say no. Come back here. We'll copy the config. This is R3 config. Let's copy R2's config. Enable conf t exit. So loopback interfaces are up. Link to R1 and R4 is up. We can check the IPs as well. The task doesn't mention the task doesn't say we have to add the configuration, but I see an immediate benefit of using that. So oops. This is R4. Enable conf t exit show interface description. Link R3, R2, R6, everything seems up. We are anyways going to be verifying the connectivity, so I'll just ignore that part. We'll copy R5. Enable conf t exit show interface description. Looks good. Let's go to R6. This is R6. Enable conf t exit. So saves so much of time if you have templates, like if you have staged the configuration, right? It's so much of time is saved. This would be really helpful if you're doing your lab exams, right? You can configure, you can just have all your templates in a notepad, and then copy paste, and the extra time that you get, that you can use that for verifying your configuration. Awesome. So everything looks up. So this is connecting to, as per topology, this connects to router R6. So let's do 67. First ping will drop because of ARP, and then we should see success. Yeah, we do see success. From here, ARP is already there, so I should immediately get some response. looks good. Let's try to ping R4. Same as before. First ping drops and then it pings. So this is good. I'll write mem. I'm just copying, saving the configuration. This is the far end on the left side. So this connects to R1, 15.15.1. Success. So R5 looks good. We have saved the configuration. Show interface brief. R4 has connection to R3, 34.34.1. Then to R2, ping 1, and then to R6. Let's save the configuration. Show IP interface brief has connection to router R1. Works. Connection to R4 works. Only 2 connections, looks good. Writing the configuration. R2 also has only 2 connection, R to R1 and R4. So this is R1 and this is R4. Looks good. So let's save the config. Show IP interface brief. R1 has connection to R3. Works. It will of course immediately respond because we have tested from everywhere, right? So the ARP is already there. It knows how to reach the other device. So we have tested pretty much all the physical interfaces. That brings us to the end of lab 1. So in this we can mark this also completed. And we also saved the configuration, right? Yes, all completed. So the task list is completed. So this was the configuration part. This was pretty much the validation. Expected outcome. So in this lab, we basically, what did we do? We built the foundation for the rest of the EIGRP lab series. We have configured all 7 routers with their host names, interface IP address, and loopback interfaces, verified that all interfaces are operational, and confirmed connectivity between directly connected neighbors. So at this point, our layer 3 topology is fully operational, and we have saved the baseline configuration that we'll continue using throughout the remaining labs. So in the next lab, we'll configure EIGRP on all 7 routers, and we will establish neighbor adjacency and verify that routes are being exchanged successfully across the network. I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in lab number 2.